Vice President Sara Duterte has one more impeachment complaint coming. The second one is set to be filed by the Bagong Alyansang Makabayan tomorrow, December 4. According to the bloc, 50 signatories are filing the complaint based off questions surrounding VP Sara's spending of the OVP and DepEd's funds. Congressman Raul Manuel of the Kabataan Party List further explains that from her first half year in office, the Vice President already committed red flags when she spent 125 million pesos of confidential funds in just 11 days. That alone, he says, is enough to be deemed impeachable.
Hindi forever dapat na untouchable yung mga opisyal. May hangganan dun sa kanilang impunity. So naupo siya, gumawa ng mali. Kung hindi naman na dapat pang magtagal, di dapat nang matanggal.
Let's discuss that second or impending impeachment complaint further. We have with us Bayan's Secretary General Mong Palatino. He joins us now over Zoom. Hi Mong, kamusta?
Magandang gabi po sa ating mga kababayan, saka sa inyo po.
Okay, so we've been hearing Bayan, no, mentioning impeachment since September. What made you decide with finality na bukas na talaga, December 4, Wednesday, that will be the day?
We can confirm po na we are ready to file tomorrow. We have more than 50 complainants who will file the impeachment complaint. Ang gusto po natin kasi handa tayo. Kaya we do not want to file an impeachment complaint with weak basis, with weak evidence. And then in the past few weeks, many groups, many people expressed their interest to be part of the impeachment process. Ang mahalaga sa impeachment po sa pag-file tomorrow, kailangan present tomorrow sa filing. Kaya yan po ang ating inaayos.
Okay. Mong, nakita nyo naman siguro yung nauna na, no? Kahapon yung first impeachment complaint na sponsor ng Akbayan. Nakita namin na 5 out of 6 grounds for impeachment were mentioned. Yung treason na lang yung wala. There were 24 articles in there. Is your impeachment complaint going to be that meaty or should we wait until tomorrow? No spoilers ba?
Bukas na lang po yung detalye. Pero basically sa grounds po natin, we focus doon sa anomalous use of confidential funds. Tulad po nung mga narinig natin, nakita natin ng mga nakaraang linggo. Ang nangyari po kasi when we announced the filing of an impeachment complaint last September, marami pang bagong ebidensyang lumabas during the congressional hearings. So we have to include this new information. So ito yung dahilan kung bakit bukas tayo makakapag-file. At naniniwala tayo na if the only legislators will review the complaint, the impeachment complaint will have sufficient form and substance at may sapat na basis para ma-impeach ang Vice President.
Okay, so merong form and substance pero yung timing, no? Everybody has been talking about possible ill-timed daw yung nauna na, and that was December 2. If you're filing 2 days later, hindi ba considered possibly a little bit more ill-timed pa yun? O ano yung thought process niyo? Why now? Why not wait until next year or after the midterms?
We believe it is always timely to pursue accountability and justice. I remember when I was a student leader in 2000, we also filed an impeachment complaint against former President Joseph Estrada.
Okay, Mong, are you still there?
November, yung impeachment process na yun. May sapat na panahon para ituloy ang impeachment.
Can I interrupt? Can you say that again? Sorry, hindi namin narinig yung sagot mo. You ended at back in 2000, you guys filed an impeachment complaint also against former President Erap and then naputol na.
Okay. So ang sinasabi lang natin, last quarter of the year in 2000, ang impeachment complaint laban kay former President Estrada, the trial was in December and January. Kaya po yung EDSA 2, di ba? Impeachment trial yun eh. And election year din ang 2001. So, midterm elections din yun. So, ang sinasabi natin dito, if we will pursue accountability and justice, there's always time. There's always reason to find time para ang Kongreso, ang Senado, magbigay ng sapat na atensyon dito sa ating hinihiling na accountability and justice.
Okay. Mong, I don't know if you were able to listen into our interview earlier with Kong Luistro, no? Sabi mga bukas pa natin malalaman yung grounds talaga for impeachment na ipa-file ng Makabayan. Pero earlier, sabi ni Kong Luistro, pwedeng encompassing ground na ang betrayal of public trust. Kumbaga kasama na rin doon yung demeanor, pronouncements of the Vice President as grounds for an impeachment complaint. Yun din ba yung tinitignan nyo, betrayal of public trust?
We confirm that ito yung sentro ng ating basis para sa pag-file ng impeachment. Yung detalye siguro bukas na lang. Pero marami talaga ang nagalit dito sa anomalous use ng confidential funds tapos lumabas pa yung mga detalye kung paano ginamit. So ito ang sentro po ng ating hinanda na impeachment complaint.
Sir Mang, I just want to ask you, seeing it ko lang, because people have been commenting left and right na the timing isn't right. But there's also a comment coming from Senator J.V. Ejercito where he said, ito daw pagpa-file ng mga impeachment complaint against VP Sara is very divisive. What do you make of that comment?
I think similar to our appeal to our members of House of Representatives, yung ating appeal sa mga senators, look into the complaint. Ang loyalty natin hindi naman doon sa ating partido lang, kung sinusuportahan natin, kundi sa mamamayang Pilipino. Para sa atin po, ang divisive ay yung corruption. Ang divisive yung paggamit ng resources ng pera ng bayan or plunder, pagnanakaw ng pera para sa sariling kapakinabangan. At sa tingin ko, nagkaroon na rin ng payo ang ating Senate President sa ating mga members ng Senate na umiwas magkomento dito sa impeachment at ang ating appeal sa halip na manakot sa tao na magiging divisive ay tingnan yung ebidensya at yung panawagan for accountability and justice. For us, ang divisive ay yung plunderers. Ang divisive ay yung paggamit ng pera ng bayan na sa halip na sa social services ay hindi napupunta sa tamang paggastos. Yun ang dahilan kung bakit malawak yung kahirapan, yung krisis sa ating bayan.
Okay, Mong, I was just wondering, no, kung bakit di na lang kayo nag-usap nung isa pa nung civil service groups at mag-file ng isang kaso at kailangan pa ba talaga na dalawang separate complaints? Kung isa lang din naman ang common denominator, I think both mention no heavily itong misuse of confidential funds.
I think this reflects yung clamor ng public for accountability and justice. So many groups are preparing for an impeachment. Hindi lang isa, hindi lang dalawa, maraming mga grupo, mga personalidad, mga leader na interested na mag-file ng impeachment. Hindi po kasi ito yung impeachment noong 2007. Again, we were also part of that impeachment process na unahan. Di ba? Kung sino yung mauna, sino yung nag-endorse. Parang ito, hindi na usapin ng sino yung nauna eh. No? Yung, pwede naman kasi siyang i-consolidate. Pero at the same time, yung nag-file hapon, yung mag-file bukas, it reflects yung clamor na sa iba't ibang mga puwersa ng politika sa ating bayan, may nakuwang sapat na ebidensya, enough evidence to file an impeachment. And not just evidence, support from various stakeholders. Yung aming more than 60 complainants po bukas will come from various sectors. No? May environmentalists, may church leaders, public school teachers, former lawmakers, church people, youth leaders, no, human rights victims, no, former political prisoners. Ito yung various stakeholders na nanawagan ng accountability.
And Ma'am, how much time will it take to consolidate that complaint, the first complaint rather, that was filed by Akbayan?
I think the faster route or option is for Congress to endorse the impeachment complaint. If we secure enough number of votes or signature from Congress, immediately it can be transmitted to the Senate. Again, babalik po ako dun sa 2000. I was a student leader at that time. Nag-opening prayer lang si former Speaker Manny Villar, and then in-announce niya na may 1/3 support na ang impeachment, officially transmitted na sa Senate yung impeachment complaint. We are hoping, hindi ko naman sinasabing ulitin nyo or gawin yon, we're hoping na ang mga mambabatas may makitang sapat na basis sa ating impeachment at pag nakuha natin yung sapat na bilang na yon, ay immediately matransmit ang ating impeachment complaint to the Senate.
Hindi ba kayo na dahil nagsalita na nga si Presidente Marcos, ang sabi nga niya I'm sure you didn't miss that this is a storm in the teacup, maliit na bagay ito, hindi ito makakatulong sa everyday lives or everyday hardships that Filipinos face. Are you still confident that this will prosper?
Sa totoo lang po, hindi nag-factor in yung statement o yung preference o sentiment ni President Marcos. Dahil September pa tayo naghahanda eh. At wala namang kinalaman siya dito sa ating hinahandang impeachment complaint. Pero paalala din sa kanya yan. Kasi hindi lang naman si VP Sara ang may confidential funds. In fact, mas malaki ang kanyang confidential funds. Sa 2025 budget, nanatili ang kanyang confidential funds. So I think the President should stop commenting on this kasi dapat ang hayaan ng tao na maghanap ng accountability and justice. At kung ano man ang kanyang sentiment dito, ang panawagan for accountability and justice should be applied to all public officials.
Okay, now that you mention it, may bigla lang akong naalala. I always ask this to all the critics of the misuse of confidential funds or just having confidential funds as a civilian office. Yung una kasing tranche na tinransfer doon kay VP Sara, yun yung 125 that you requested in August that was transferred to the OVP by December, yan yung 125 million pesos. Kinikilatis nyo ba yun? Ano yung thoughts, ano yung opinion ng bayan doon sa pag-transfer na yun? Because a lot of people are calling it unconstitutional.
So that's why we formed an Abolish Confidential Funds Network last year. And this includes the confidential funds of the President. Napakalaki kasi ng confidential funds ng kanyang opisina. Lumobo yan nung panahon ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. Ang sabi naman ng iba, as Commander-in-Chief, kailangan niya ng confidential funds. Pero ganun ba dapat kalaki ang ibigay? At ano ba ang main mandate ng kanyang opisina? So, sa panahon halimbawa na may mga kalamidad, may kagutumang malawak sa ating bayan, we called for the realignment of these funds. No, the realignment of confidential funds, yung pork barrel item sa Congress to social services. Kaya last week, nagkaroon kami ng delegation sa Senate. We urged for the public monitoring, live streaming of the bicameral conference, no? Because dito sa mga meeting na ito nagaganap yung transaksyon sa ating billion-billion na pera. Kaya sa tingin ko, while we are focused on the impeachment sa Vice President, our campaign for accountability and justice does not stop here. And this is a lesson that gusto nating ipaalala sa lahat ng mga public officials. Bakit po mahalaga ang impeachment? This should serve as a lesson to all public officials. Yung reckless and anomalous use of public funds ay dapat may consequence yan. At kung dapat tanggalin sa pwesto, ay kailangang gawin. So, hindi lang ito about the Vice President. This is part of our long-term campaign for accountability and justice. And maybe, sooner or later, if there is enough evidence, pwede nating magamit ang panawagan ng accountability and justice to other top officials of the country.